Namaskar dear students. Today we are going to discuss the first poem of Hornbill, A Photograph. The poem is written by Shirley Torshan, and this poem is a tribute to her mother. The poem talks about the three stages of life of her mother, with the passage of time, in context of the passage of time. Now her mother has been dead for 12 years, and the poetess cannot explain her grief on her mother's loss. The poem starts from here. The cardboard shows me how it was. The cardboard shows me how it was. When the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. The poetess says that in these 4 lines that the cardboard shows me how it was. The poet looks at the photograph of her mother, which is pasted on a cardboard, and this photograph shows the poetess that there were two girls in it, which were walking, who were walking in the water. Paddling means walking in the water, and both of them were holding her mother's hands. There was a third girl. It was the poetess' mother, and the two girls who were cousin of the poetess' mother were holding one of her mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. And in that photograph, the big girl means the poetess' mother can be seen that she was 12 or 13 year old. So in the first stanza, the poetess' mother had gone to celebrate a sea holiday, with her two cousins, and a photograph was taken of them at that time. They had already planned for it, and that had been saved and preserved by the poetess by pasting that photograph on a cardboard. Now we move to the next. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. And when the 3 girls had gone on sea holiday, they were standing still and smiling as their hair were being blown by the windy atmosphere there at the sea beach, and their uncle was taking a photograph of them. And in the photograph, the face of the poetess' mother looked very sweet. The poetess admits that the sweet face of her mother existed when she wasn't born to her, and the sea, which appears to have changed less. Now her mother has grown old and she is no longer having sweet face, but the sea that could be seen in the photograph is still the same. It hasn't changed much, and in the photograph it was washing their terribly transient fit. Terribly means extremely, transient means temporary, fit means fit. These lines also show that the nature is permanent, and the life of human being is temporary, or the stay of human being in this world is for a very short period of time, and the life of human being keeps changing. Now we move to the next stanza. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach, the sea holiday. The poetess says that 20-30 years later, one day her mother would look at the photograph. Snapshot means here photograph. She would look at the photograph and she was very happy, and she also asked the poet to notice Betty and Dolly in that photograph, and added that how they were dressed for the beach, means the sea holiday. Means the poetess mother was very happy. She enjoyed her childhood, and she is fond of that time, that photograph, her childhood memories. But these memories have become a thing of past for her now. The sea holiday, the poetess says in the next line, the sea holiday was her past. Means the time her mother spent on sea holiday has become a thing of past, and for the poetess, her laughter when the poetess mother would see the photograph after 20-30 years later and have a laugh at that. The poetess has lost her mother. The poetess has lost her mother, and she could not experience the laughter of her mother now. It has become a thing of past for her. Both lie with the labored ease of loss. Both lie means the poetess mother and the poetess have tried hard to deal with their losses comfortably, to make it a comfortable experience for them. They have tried to lessen the loss, tried to lessen their losses. Now she's been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. In these lines, the poetess says that her mother has been dead as she was seen in the photograph. Means she has been dead for 12 or 13 years. She has been dead for 12 or 13 years, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. And at this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. She cannot explain her grief. She cannot explain her grief. She cannot explain her loss. She cannot explain her grief, her situation, that what she has lost by losing her mother. The silence of this circumstance also silences the poetess. The silence of this context, this situation, also silences the poetess. She cannot explain her situation, her grief at the loss of her mother. The poem is over with this. Now let us discuss some literary devices. So first of all, we have alliteration, repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of two or more consecutive words. The instance of alliteration in the poem are as follows. We have stood still, the sound of sir, the sound of se is prevalent in these two consecutive words. Then through there, th, and my mother's, the sound of mo, terribly transient, the sound of t, silences, the sound of s. Oxymoron, a term which contradicts itself, means two contradictory ideas are used. Two contradictory ideas are used together. Two contradictory ideas are used together. Labor ease. These are two opposite words, they have been used together. Epithet, transferred epithet we say actually. A phrase expressing a quality of a person or something. Transferred epithet means a word is used for something else, not for the word that follows this. Terribly tangent fit. Tangent word is an adjective. This is not qualifying. Terribly tangent fit. This tangent word is not for the fit but for the life of human being. Life of human being. Life of human being. Then we have oxymoron. Oxymoron is what? In this literary device there are two opposite ideas. There are two opposite ideas. Not oxymoron, but we have personification. It silences. In this line we have personification. It silences. The situation has been given the human quality of silence. That who silences? The silence is the quality of being silent is the quality of human being. So here the situation has been given the human quality. Its silence silences. So the situation has been working of a human being. That somebody silences the poetess. So the situation silences the poetess. That's why the situation has been given the human quality of silence. So far we discussed this poem and the devices used in it. So have a reading of it. You